What's up, people? Yo, on my way to work, man, I had to check out the fight. Sean Potter and Yugas, whatever his name is. Man, I was totally shocked when I watched the fight. I thought it was going to be a, humiliating torment for Sean Potter, but I was absolutely wrong. And I would like to blame Floyd Mayweather Sr., because I saw a clip of him dissing Potter, saying that he got beat. And I think a few other people said that, man. He won the fight, man. He didn't win the fight, he won the chess match. The way I see it, the puncher is supposed to punch. That's what he's supposed to do. What a puncher does is he's supposed to not punch hard in the beginning to lure you into believing you can take his punch, and then him knocking you out with a counter punch or whatever, or hurting you at least. Sean Potter was never hurt in this match. He never totally lured Sean Potter in. He did knock him down one time. He did catch him a few times. He may have even hurt Potter a few times, but Potter didn't show it. This was the best fight I've ever seen Potter in. I met his father and I met his father up in LA, and his father is an inspiration, no doubt about it. I didn't even attempt to try to go meet Sean Potter. When I met his father, it was enough just to listen to him. But so I admired him, but that ain't why I'm basing my judgment. I'm purely basing, I enjoyed the fight. I don't enjoy fights that much. Usually I watch like a few minutes of the fight and then I do a video on it, because I already know. Most people don't know crap about boxing. But I'm really surprised that Floyd Mayweather Sr. running his mouth about Potter. I think he just did that off of some politics, because he can't be that naive to know that Potter won that war. He didn't win the battle, but he won the war. And he didn't win the battle because a boxer, he played the boxer today. Boxer beats the puncher. The puncher couldn't out-punch Potter, but Potter, being the boxer, he didn't clearly outbox the puncher to make her embarrass him. You gotta embarrass the puncher. You gotta stay on it. Potter did stay on it. He tried. He's not the most elusive boxer. He's square, he's big, he's easier to hit. But in this fight, man, this was the best boxing match I ever seen him in. Everything else was about him just going in and brawling and looking silly, stuff that I wouldn't even want to watch. But this fight, he put on a classic fight. Maybe he's retiring soon. This is the fight where I could say that he did his best that he could do. He earned his money. Him and his father are inspirational in the way they took on a career. And Potter, this fight explained all of that. It exhibited his whole career in one fight. I love this fight. I was entertained. Yuga's supposed to be the puncher. He couldn't punch him. He couldn't do what he was supposed to do. Yugas tried to box a little bit, but he was too slow because he was bigger and his punches was too slow. But when he did land, clear shots, he didn't hurt him. So the puncher lost, obviously. I got other things that I seen in the fight, but I really, I have to be looking at it while I'm talking. But what else I wanted to say? I know I got time short here, but Potter, first Yugas was trying to wait on Potter, lower him in, and then try to counterpunch him. He was successful a few times, but the punches didn't really debilitate Potter. And Potter stayed consistent. He stayed busy in this whole fight. He didn't weaken out. He didn't soften up. He didn't get scared. show any fear. He kept going. This was a classic fight for him because, like I said before, his other fights, he do what he do, but he looked at garbage to me. I really was disappointed in him in a few of his fights because after I met his father and him, well, I met his father and talked to his father, I really was influenced, and then I was really encouraged by them, and you know the way their story went and everything. We was up in LA and they told us how they got to LA, coming from Cleveland. So I really felt bad a few fights after that. I'm like, man, you know, this guy's just a lucky guy to be in this position, but he earned it tonight. So yo, keep your head up, Potter, Mr. And your son. Keep your head up, man. Y'all. This fight was the best I've seen. Could he have done better? Yeah, but most people can't do what he did tonight. Most people in the history of boxing. That man deserves a spot in this history. That was unbelievable. The way he continued to do what he do, stayed strong, stayed fast, stayed to his plan, obeyed his trainer. His only weakness tonight was that he was a smaller guy. He was fighting a bigger guy, and he tried to box the bigger guy who was longer and had a lot of more leverage than him. And he couldn't, his timing was a little off. He couldn't really hit the big guy and hurt him. And when he did hit the big guy, he couldn't hurt him, and he couldn't really reach the bigger guy. But the bigger guy was garbage. Tonight, he was garbage. I don't know if you call him a knockout artist or what, but he was garbage. He couldn't, when you're supposed to be the big man, you're supposed to hurt your opponent when you get to him. It may take you a long time to get to him, but when you get to him, you're supposed to hurt him. He didn't faze Potter. Plus, Potter got way more experience, way more bigger name. How in the world people thought he was going to win this fight? Ain't no way in the world he was going to beat Potter with that performance. Peace.